phone on silent, except for Ian. He has a grinder appointment.
Well, I just turn the phone on vibrate, stick it in my ass.
Yo.
Oh man,
Oh, how you like that table fruit?
I love it.
Why did that sound not right? How do you like that table fruit?
Hey, that's what it was. He took it for what it was.
Do not put any of this shit on the podcast, Edward. You motherfucker. Welcome to the Sofa Kingdom podcast with your host, Nelson.
I'm Ian.
Ed. And our very special guests. That's plural for two. Today,
We got Last Legend.
We got Civy.
all right.
Welcome, friends.
Yes, and welcome to Florida. Your first time in Florida?
Yes.
All the way from?
North Dakota.
Woo! Yeah, all right.
Thank you.
I must say, we've had people from Wisconsin, but I don't think we've ever had someone from as far as North Dakota before. This is a first.
Nice.
It's been a journey.
Yeah, so what are you doing down here in the lovely Sunshine State?
I'm chasing my dreams. That's the overall picture of it.
Fuck yeah.
I'm chasing my dreams down
Nice.
here to be an artist and to express how I feel throughout music.
That's awesome, man. Yeah,
Nice.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're not in California, Florida's the place to do it.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah.
100%.
A lot less expensive here, though.
Yes.
They
And
don't tax you as much.
and there's enough crazy people that you can just kind of blend into
Oh,
the
yeah.
crowd,
I've
right?
seen that.
You got people chasing down fucking alligators.
No matter what you do down here, you're not gonna. It's okay. You're good. It comes with the territory.
I feel like
Comes with the territory.
he's more of a Floridian at heart though
Yeah.
than he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It feels like a fish that's not supposed to be in that lake. He's
Yeah.
He
Born
came
in the
over
wrong
here,
state.
He killed, he
I
killed
feel
the
like
studios,
Florida's
touched
more of
him.
a state of mind than it is like a,
Yes.
Unless we're talking about Florida, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We started though.
Yeah. I know I came from Pennsylvania and I transitioned seamlessly.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
it
Yes.
do
I
love
think
it
there
here
were
in
many articles written about this guy here, right?
A couple.
In the state of Florida.
A couple.
Yeah. So, what kind of genre of music are you into?
More so like vocal, R&B. I can do EDM. I love making EDM music. So
Nice.
like club
Shit.
music.
Yeah.
I like doing stuff like that.
Nice.
When I'm with Legend, I kind of go out of my my comfort zone, and he teaches me a little bit of rapping as well.
And he did the same with me. We got a song to show you guys where he pushed me out of my comfort zone.
Awesome.
Like, I'm on how would you explain that? I'm on a like
It's a
R&B.
heart-filled, yeah.
So we're all just gonna be here on this couch, uncomfortable. I like that sounds. Now we're talking. I'm glad I showed up today.
I'm glad I'm on the edge because I could get out easier.
Oh, you ain't going nowhere. I'm grabbing.
Closest to the door.
I'm grabbing that leg. I'm grabbing that leg.
Get over here.
You're here for the ride.
So, as far as like musical inspirations, who would you say got you inspired into getting into music as a whole?
That's crazy that you asked that, actually, because the man right next to me has been a very
Why not?
very big
Why don't you tell them the story?
supporter for me.
Tell the
Awesome.
story. Tell the
So-
real story.
So I all this started because of Black Ops 2.
Oh, there you go.
Met this man on Xbox, and we've been through hell and back. I just have to say that.
And
My-
he's lived on the other side of the planet. That's the
Yeah.
one thing I gotta say. And I'm a little bit older than him, so me and my boys, we would play with him on Xbox, and he was just a cool kid to have in the party. He'd talk shit, have fun. You guys know how toxic Black
No,
Ops.
oh,
God damn.
it's a beautiful toxicity.
But it didn't grow, and then so it's weird because he was just singing in his room, and we heard him, and we were like, "Yo, sing, little nigga, sing, sing, little nigga." And then ever since then, seriously though, ever since then, he's low key just been polishing it. He's been watching what I've been doing,
Yep.
and I don't even want to say he wants to follow in my footsteps, but he's doing it even better than when I was doing it at his age, and I gotta say I'm proud of him.
That's
You know what you did is what 99% of the world can't do, and that's why I salute you. You went to another state where you know only one person that you met on Xbox, you know, and how many times does that usually work out, guys? Probably never.
Probably zero.
Probably fucking never.
I can tell you
But it
that if
was
somebody on Xbox invited me to go to their house
Fuck no.
years ago.
I'd be
When
like,
I was
first
13.
of all, what kind of cookies do you have?
I was 16.
Just to clear the air. Just to clear the air.
Oh, that makes it okay.
But yo, it just really goes
Oh
to show.
shit.
But it worked out.
Yeah, it really goes to show what's meant to be, and you know, I've watched him just stare into the stars at night, just thinking about how his life was meant for this moment. What do you think about everything that happened this week? Why don't you tell them what happened this week and take them maybe play by play, day by day about your journey?
Well, I just have to say it's been a really busy week. Super busy week. We were in the studio for 12 hours one day. Next day we were shooting all of our music videos as well, and they turned out phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
And everything turned out
when
phenomenal.
you chase your dreams, bro, and you know,
and it's work. Like people don't understand. Like, I mean, this guy knows work. He's a nurse. So when you tell him like a 12-hour day, you're fucking in there. But people don't realize, like, you go to the studio,
lunch is optional.
It's taxing. It's draining.
It's draining.
Like,
it really is.
And like, not only do you have to perform, but you have to perform charismatically.
Yeah.
Because everything you do translates onto the microphone and then it's recorded. And so like, if you're just like sound like robotic, like you're reading off a piece of paper, it's going to translate into the music.
Absolutely. He was really smooth, and the one thing I can say is after the second day, that's when we were both drained because we were too booked. It was literally from this location to the next. It was like which is going to be your career. I mean, if realistically, you're going to have like a couple days a week where maybe you have some time for yourself, but you need to be around these people. You need to be doing these things.
Especially in the beginning, it's that when it's starting to go, you have to hustle.
Absolutely.
You have to keep pushing long enough that, if I take a second, they're not going to forget about me.
100%.
Yeah.
I know even when we first started the podcast, me, Eddie, and Ian, we all had a different direction we wanted to take it. And so the formula had to grow organically along the way.
Oh, if you go back and watch our first couple episodes, rough.
Like, we had notes.
I'm
We're
talking,
like, so on June 16th, 1999.
I'm talking like Sarah Jessica Parker rough. I'm like, that's rough as fuck.
But
I mean, you're just,
we trusted in each other. We trusted in the process, and we just let things grow and come to what it is now.
we had one rule: no heroin.
And by day 2, out the window.
Well, that's a good thing because Ben will go far because he's straight edge.
Yeah.
He doesn't smoke. He doesn't
That's
really.
fantastic.
He doesn't drink at all. He came here on money, on business. And you know, he's also spending the proper amount for all of these things. You know, he's not going to spend a couple thousand, a couple stacks, and you know, people don't do the right thing. That doesn't happen over here.
Investing in myself.
You have to stay on task and like
absolutely
surround yourself. Like I surround myself, my friends. Like not my brother's not my friend. I don't like this guy. But like Ian.
Some people you're stuck with. You know, you wake up somewhere, you're like, oh, this fucking asshole's everywhere I go. He's like, just always here.
Guy. No, but people.
I've been hanging out with Ed a lot.
And am I right?
Yeah, he's pretty cool. You
know? No, that's not what I said.
I like him.
He's an asshole, right? Am I right?
We made the website, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
you could have been there.
That's an only feat.
He could have
That's
been
an only
there.
feat.
Yeah, they put us front and center on the fucking the recap video.
We made the Florida Renfest video. We made it.
Were you guys getting pickles?
Huh?
You getting pickles?
Nah, man, it was just us being us.
Getting pickles.
Nah, man.
Are you talking about when you were dressed like Shrek or whatever?
I was at work, but I did get a lot of Shrek.
Honestly,
I got Shrek, I got Troll, I got Ogre. Someone thought I was the Hulk. I was like, dude, you're way the fuck off.
I thought it was Shrek. I'm not even kidding.
It's alright. I almost called this lady a racist because like I was walking by her and she's like, oh look, it's Shrek. And my girlfriend was nice enough to clarify. She's like, he's an orc. And the lady was like, oh, I'm going to call him Shrek. And I wanted to look and be like, oh, you're a fucking racist.
Well, she's anti-green.
You see somebody green, right? You see somebody green, he got to be Shrek. Like,
oh, man. I'm really disappointed.
Fuck these anti-green people, bro.
I'd be like, if I saw you and I was like, oh, he's Jamaican. Like, no.
Hey, what's going on here?
But why? No. Why you got to be Jamaican?
Fuck. I eat Jamaican.
Like Nelson, he's Mexican.
Hold on a sec. Boricua.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Chupacabra, it's all the same. What the fuck?
No, but when I see Civy, I automatically assume Tennessee, right? It's just Tennessee right there.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Kansas.
You're the only 10 I see.
And that's the podcast.
Okay, no. Not into that quick.
Back to Ben's career.
Yeah.
We made a detour.
Wait a minute. Full circle.
This is how going to be.
We made a detour.
Pass the nuts.
Real quick, Civy. I want you to take them through the days, maybe tell them a little bit about what happened in the videos, maybe where you shot, and how the experience was, maybe working with Miami Studios, Sebastian, and getting to really get your hands on these resources, are respected by the greats.
Yes,
You know,
of
they work
course.
with the most professional people. And then
course.
2, working with the greats by yourself.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff you did on your own. I brought you there, but you did the work.
And I told you I was gonna do the work too.
And you did it. So why don't you tell them a little bit about that story? About
course.
this week.
Of course. So I just want to start off with, thanking Sebastian for everything that he did. He was just as drained as we were at the end of the day, and we all put in that work that day, and
Absolutely.
the product that we got was amazing, truly amazing. And I honestly can't wait to share it with the world too. What goes on in my soul and my heart. When I make music, when I write my lyrics and stuff like that too.
You guys are building this up. I can't wait to check this out.
I know, man.
I'm feeling kind of
excited.
motivated
Yeah,
here.
So
on this
where did
couch.
we shoot this week?
So crazy places.
And that is Florida. So don't be worried about it. When you say Florida, people automatically assume, all right, there was a swamp shot, there was maybe some bayous going on.
Well, we shot next to a couple mega yachts.
Nice.
Yachts, and we
Absolutely.
did one of my songs there. We actually did a couple of our songs there. We
Nice.
we did one of our collabs, Ocean Vibe, there
we
with.
got coming out very soon. Ocean Vibe, Civy featuring Last Legend.
Of course.
His manager.
Give that a listen. Give that a listen.
But go ahead.
And then we took some shots by the beach. It's been a long time since I've been to a beach. It was beautiful down there.
Yeah, they're not known for their coastlines in North Dakota.
See, it was meant to. It was meant
known
to
for our
pour.
flat land.
We ended up getting crazy good weather. It was meant to fucking pour.
Yep.
And the day ended up just being flawless and beautiful.
That's a sign.
That's
That's
what's
a
up.
sign.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep. And then my favorite place. I mean, we've been hanging out there
lot.
the past 4 or 5 days. This beautiful resort. We shot. All of my songs there. 4 or 5 of my songs that we did a bunch of scenes there, and I mean some of them were unexpected, and honestly, that's like
The best videos.
it was
Yeah.
the best ones that we
Yeah.
did were the ones that we didn't expect were to happen too.
That's how you know the energy is just. It
It's
was
right.
flush. Everything
Yeah.
ended up being super flush.
But that's also coming prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
You're like, I'm
incredibly
here,
prepared.
I'm shooting, I'm doing 4, 5, 6 songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not fucking around.
So the complete opposite of what we do.
Well, no, we were up till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah.
We were
Working.
working on where we were gonna shoot, what the scenes were gonna look like. When we were talking about the yachts and the beach
Yeah,
and
yeah.
what vicinity, what really matches the energy of the song. And we had to listen to the song together again as listeners, not
replay,
as the artist. And I feel like for a lot of people, it's hard for them to be the listener.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they're the artist.
And when you're putting it together for a video, it really is something different because the video will either translate the song in a much better light or maybe even just a complete different light. Because like there are times like I listen to a song on the radio, I'm like, oh, this is about this. And then you watch the video like, oh no.
Yeah.
This song is actually about that. You know what I mean? Like,
Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball.
yeah, exactly. No,
You ever watch a Lil Nas X video?
I see 30 seconds of one and I'm
Did
like,
that
yeah.
match?
I'm like,
Did
fuck,
that,
yeah,
I don't
he
know if that
sucks.
matches anything. Though.
No, it doesn't.
I'm
I
like,
mean, there's a lot of anti.
It doesn't
anti,
match anything I want to watch.
Oh yeah, a lot of heavy anti-Christian. I was watching this. I was like, oh man, this man.
The
The church
upside
hurt
down
him.
cross,
The church hurt him.
Satan,
Or made
working
him.
on Satan.
Or made him.
Or
The church might have made him.
Oh god.
I was watching.
Fucking canceled. You guys better be careful.
I was watching one of his videos, and he was like a black Jesus, and he was playing a game of basketball against the devil, and I was like, this is.
He's trying to one up Madonna? Is that
No,
what he does?
you know what it is he's leaning in very hard on shock value instead of relying on
Shock
his
value.
talent, which is a shame because if you listen to the songs without all the bullshit, he's actually talented.
He is talented.
But it's the bullshit that deters me from
Twerking
listening
on
to him
Satan.
as an artist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's just like, I don't vibe with what you're trying to push out
Yeah.
there. But versus like if I listen to the song on the radio, I'm like, that ain't half bad. And then my daughter's like, that's Lil Nas X.
And then you
And I'm
see
like,
your daughter-
next.
And you see your daughter, who's probably 10, 12 years old, for other people, watching all that shit and some other shit, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. As the video was playing, I was like, what's he trying to convey here?
Yeah.
What is he trying to tell
How
me?
would a child How would a child view this? Because a lot of his music is targeted to
It
children.
really is. It really is.
Yeah, but
And
well, he became famous off of TikTok.
Yes.
So that's very, very young children, that platform essentially. So yeah. And at a certain point, you're not serving your audience either.
Right.
Yeah.
Because his audience is almost all children.
But that's
I
the
think it's
difference
all children,
between
yeah.
going independent, right, and doing it your way, showing your style and delivering the songs the way you want to, or switching over to a larger company, because they do that a lot. If you think about Christina Aguilera's career, Britney Spears' career, here are kids that came from TV shows for kids, and then they're like, let's flip this on this ass and make this very sexualized.
They were puppets of Disney.
Yeah.
They were, and they couldn't be themselves until they made enough money where then they can come back. Like Christina Aguilera more so. She's like, no, I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah.
And then she
What do you
was
think of
able to...
Orlando Brown? I need to know.
Who's that?
He was on That's So Raven. Can somebody look him up real quick? We gotta look him
I know
up.
what you're talking about.
This dude's,
but,
everybody thinks this dude's nuts, and I don't know. Maybe he's.
well, little
He be
by
saying
little,
crazy
little by
shit.
little, like it's coming out. Like some of the people in charge of Nickelodeon and Disney,
He's
like
did he rape him and did all
like
this?
some of the people that were in
I did
charge
hear
of dealing
that.
with the
I did
children
hear about
shouldn't
that.
have been in charge dealing with the children.
Cat Williams was
right.
talking all kinds of shit on that.
Was
whole
he?
thing.
No.
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
But that happens to a lot of child artists, right? So what happens is if you're not dealing with the right person who has your best interests at heart, you could get lost in the sauce, and then you forget who you are. You get led down a wrong path.
Oh, that's Hollywood.
Yeah.
They
and
exploit the
that's
shit out of you, man.
that's Hollywood. That's musicians.
Macaulay
that's
Culkin.
yeah.
Fucking,
It's the art world in general.
Yeah,
to be honest.
you have to find your rhythm and your soul, and then work with people that are going to lead you down a path that is right for you.
Wasn't Corey Feldman like?
Yeah.
Look how fucked up he is.
Yeah.
He's like 50 years old. Thinks he's Michael Jackson. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he's all messed up.
Yeah,
This is true.
Well, the other
Nickelodeon
Corey
shit's
killed
good.
himself because of everything that happened.
Well, there you go.
So it was two of them
Hollywood's got
heading
darkness.
heading all the movies,
Yeah.
and the one led to suicide.
Well, to be fair, we had one too many Corys.
Yeah, that is true. There was a lot of stories. Can we be honest?
This is
sorry.
Nelson. This is Nelson. This is what Nelson does.
That's what I do. I create chaos, man. Don't disregard or don't.
You almost stepped over some lines, though.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday.
He's very attached to this artist that did pass away just a day ago.
We need to take some time to talk about the world. March 1st, the world lost Akira Toriyama. In case
So
you don't know who
Yeah,
Akira Toriyama
yeah,
is,
of course.
he was the creator of Dragon Ball Z.
Yes,
And,
yes.
you know, one way or another, Dragon Ball Z. If you work out or do martial arts and you're older than 30,
Yes.
you probably
even-
were
not
influenced in
even
some way.
Not even older than 30, bro.
Yeah.
I'm
the
25.
amount of
I
people that
fucking-
are still watching
you
it
know?
now because of how long it ran for, and then they keep coming
Yeah.
back and they do movies. In certain countries, they were actually showing the movies like event fights,
Sure.
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
stadiums of people.
But-
It's a little crazy.
When I think about like the two biggest influences in my life, one for music and one for martial arts, it was Bruce Lee, right? Martial arts, he got me into martial arts, and then Big Pun,
Yeah.
music, like lyrically, just
Yeah, I don't know.
everything he did.
Goku going nuts.
Those are my
Yeah.
those were my two inspirations. You know what I mean?
I can honestly say I probably never would have went down the path of martial arts if it wasn't for Goku.
Yeah,
right.
and Vegeta
And one of
fighting
my
there.
and one of my favorite games of all time, Chrono Trigger. All the artwork done by Akira Toriyama.
Yep.
Also, if you've ever played a Dragon Quest game,
That's
any of
him
the
also.
11
Yeah.
games,
Yeah.
all the artwork done by Akira Toriyama. So
Yeah.
So
the world lost a fucking hell of a contribution.
what about
from
you,
art.
Legend? Who's your two biggest? I mean, you were a wrestler and
Yeah.
you do music. Like, who would be like your two biggest inspirations in each of these worlds here?
Oh, Vegeta, for sure.
Vegeta,
There you go.
I can
Yeah,
see
he's a very
he's short,
prideful- yep.
he's angry.
Well, you want to know what, though?
Said he's short. Damn.
Hey, he's only 2 inches shorter than Goku.
According to Vegeta, though, I've never seen an actual measuring stick.
Can we look that up? Can we look
I think I relate to his story a little bit more.
I got you.
You know, I didn't have like a father, that type of figure. Vegeta kind of just was sent with the adults in the streets.
Sure,
And
sure.
they literally just sent
He had
him
to
go
do his
fucking-
own thing and earn his keep.
Yeah, and then once, what is it, Planet Frieza blew up the planet, he lost everything. And I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, that's where, and then became a savage and had a couple rivals on the way. And I don't know if you guys remember this, Vegeta's probably killed 9 million people.
Oh, a lot more than that.
Oh, yeah,
I
he's
mean,
a bad
way
motherfucker.
more. He
Dude
came
went
to
around
Earth.
doing around exterminating
Yeah,
people and
yeah,
selling
yeah,
the
he
planet.
was
he killed his best friend for failing. He's like, "You're dead, Nappa. Sorry,
yeah.
You failed me."
So not a good guy,
He started out not a very good guy.
but then he redeemed
And
himself.
he
did redeem
redeemed
himself.
himself, and I feel like I went on a very dark path for a long time in my life. And I feel like I went off that path, and that became successful. And I feel like Vegeta's story is just like that.
That's what's up.
You know, I relate with that.
Everybody deserves a redemption arc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or a Sasuke.
Yeah,
From Naruto. I feel like that'd be what I am.
So yeah, so we we gotta,
Okay. What about you? Who, like, musically, growing up as a kid, or in any other particular ventures that you have? Like, who would be like another, like, an inspiration that got you to where you are?
I would say personally for a musician, either Coldplay.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Shit.
Coldplay.
Nice.
My favorite song in this entire world by M83, Midnight City. I love Midnight City.
That's a good song.
I like
Yeah,
songs that I can really get into the vibe with. It helps me think personally too.
Sure.
I don't know if I've ever heard that now.
Yeah, I was about to say, I ain't never heard that.
I have to
shit.
listen to
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was it called again?
Midnight City.
It's
Midnight
called
City.
Midnight City. Yep.
Yep.
It's
Somebody write that
it's a
down.
background song on GTA 5 too.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. That every time
Give that a listen on the way home. Look at
every
that.
time
Midnight City.
I was checking out of it. Dog
Check.
Not playing.
He's like, this shit is deep, bro.
I love this shit.
I'm
that
gonna call Nelson crying. He was right. Midnight City.
Right.
it's that type of music that when you're in GTA and you're actually playing the game and you're just cruising in your car, it's that type of song that you won't change the radio to in game.
That's what's up. No, it's a great
Oh,
song.
that shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've heard
okay.
of
It's deep.
That's not
It's a
just
dope
from
song.
GTA though. That's from something else too.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what it is once it gets
Alright.
popular, they'll throw it into
Yeah.
a bunch of different
It
things.
goes everywhere at a certain
Yeah.
point.
I'm
in
popping
time,
that
yeah.
on my way home.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a really good song. Ed, what about you? Thank you. So, next question.
You knew it was coming.
yeah.
It's hard to not pick Bruce Lee. I mean,
not to.
you lead.
It was the house my father, he grew us up
yeah.
watching Bruce Lee, and we would fight each other
It was a very
at the end of every
frequent.
movie.
Yeah. I mean, for as entertaining and fun as Jackie Chan is, I never got up and started swinging a ladder around thinking I'm fucking Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
it's true.
But you got out there, you're like, I need a pair of nunchucks because
Yeah.
Bruce Lee uses nunchucks.
Absolutely.
Funny story. My father one time got pulled over with a pair of nunchucks in his back pants, right?
Yeah,
And he got slapped in the face by a police officer. Police officer was like, listen, I can take you in for this weapon, or we can trade a slap. I take the nunchucks and you can go home. What would you
what
do?
police department was this again?
This is Brooklyn. This is like old
That's
school
up north.
Irish cop against.
What was the
Puerto
year of
Rican.
this? I was about to say because
This is like the 70s.
Oh, dude.
It's like the 70s.
So the Frank Lucas days.
Yeah.
Yeah, the NYPD under Frank Lucas, 50% of them fucking went to jail.
Yeah.
It was like, obviously the
Yeah.
most corrupt police department.
But look, honestly,
It was corrupt
would you
when I
take
left.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was corrupt when I left. They beat the shit out the drug dealers. took their
NYPD,
money.
LAPD,
Oh, yeah.
fucking bought and paid for. Both of
Yeah,
those
when we
PD
grew up
police
in
departments.
Brooklyn,
That's a gang.
if the cops
A
were
gang.
called and they caught you, they would lecture you, slap you around,
Yeah, beat you up, take your
and then send you the
shoes,
fuck
take your
home.
money.
Right. And you were mad, but you were also like, at least I didn't go to jail.
I had a cop steal. Hey, had a cop let me off one time but stole all our beer.
Yeah.
Gangster shit I've ever
Look,
fucking seen.
looked you right in
Came
your
right,
face,
came right up
put
in the
it your
house.
trunk.
Came right up in the house. He's like, well, I can rent an underage and fucking give everybody $1,000 fine. He's like, or I can leave here all these cases of Miller Lite. And I was like, God damn it. Fuck.
That's a shakedown.
Well played, sir.
That's a shakedown.
Officer
fucking
Strong.
grandkid
I'll never forget
story.
that little fucker. Officer
I
Strong.
mean, on
he walked out with 4 cases
on
of beer.
Halloween, if you
Piece
get
of shit.
caught, it'd be a similar thing. They'd make you pop your water balloons. They'd take the toilet paper, hit you with a couple of your eggs on the
yeah,
head,
you're
pat
right.
you on the back, and send you on home.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
this dude.
good job.
Yeah,
Keep
and
going.
This dude was a fucking gangster, dude. This kid went outside drunk as shit. They guess to go to his car. They got him. Texted a bunch of people on his phone that were inside the party and said, yo, there's people out here breaking into cars. All of us stupid assholes ran outside underage and drunk. And the cops just stand there. He goes, wow, that actually fucking worked. We ran into their arms. I was like, oh my God.
One time, and this was fucked up of me. I do
Officer Strong, wherever
Jesus
you're at, I
Christ,
hope you're
yo.
doing well.
I do recognize this. We were throwing parties and everybody was drinking underage. This is in Brooklyn.
This is
and
why you shouldn't do drugs. This is all
yes,
fucking,
absolutely. And me and
You're
my
not missing
friend,
out. You're not missing out.
me and my friend Vinny were outside and we're like, I wonder what would happen if we just yelled police, right? So you got like 40 underage drinkers
move.
in a house, and we just kicked the door. Do. Police, open up. I mean, people are rolling out the windows, running. People were mad at us for quite some time, but you know what? It was worth it.
You'd be some shit if they shot. Be some shit if they shot through the door.
You know what we used to do? We used to have house parties in the city, and everybody would go to the fucking basement and be like, shh. Now that I'm a fucking adult, I'm just like, why didn't we just lock the doors? Like, tell the police, fuck you!
Yeah.
You know,
Come back with a warrant.
Yeah,
exactly.
because you don't know the laws, and that's what they're banking on, especially when you're young and you're afraid, right? It's like they're gonna come in there and they're gonna just
They
push
would always
their way
wait
in.
at the end of the street too for the DUIs and shit. They're like, yeah, we're gonna.
They know where.
Oh, he's black in a Honda Civic. You know what I'm saying?
Not a chance.
Listen, what's going on?
What about you? You ever been arrested in North Dakota?
Say,
You don't have to disclose it.
There was a very long
Can't disclose
pause.
any information at this time.
I was about to say. I was expecting like a
comment.
no.
He was gonna be like,
I believe
Hey,
we're
he made it to this couch. He's a badass. He made it to this fucking couch.
we are waiting on the statute of limitations
That's right, yes.
to elapse.
In 3 years, you can tell that story.
And you know what? Look, let's be fair. We've all been into some shit. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's just
In jail, no bail.
We wouldn't be doing a podcast if we were living right.
Goddamn right. That's life, though, right? You're supposed to enjoy, make mistakes, and I think that's where like some of this newer age shit gets in the way. It's like people are supposed to make mistakes. People are supposed to.
You don't
learn,
need them recorded and
grow,
posted online.
and move on.
Yeah.
But also, people need to be forgiven for past transgressions and allowed to move on with their lives.
Yeah. Until you fuck up the third time for the same offense.
I mean,
And then
the
it's
third
all
time for the
right,
same
wait a
thing.
minute.
Yeah.
Speaking
Wait a
of
minute.
recorded online, y'all seen that fucking Francis Ngannou?
Oh,
Too soon.
man.
No,
Listen,
yes.
I had to, bro.
I thought somebody was folding laundry.
I don't know when you guys are going to be listening to this.
Yo, Francis, please don't fuck me up, bro. You got slept.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, my
Christ.
name is Ian Banks.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Francis.
Funny.
Here's my address, asshole.
Last night in Saudi Arabia, March 8th, Francis Ngannou got annihilated by Anthony Joshua. Annihilated. And like we're talking brutal, one punch, lunging KO, like
And he hit him twice in the same spot, and then
Yeah.
he dinged him. It was there, and then he seen that it was open the second time, and just
dude, it just goes to show you like styles make fights. Like Francis Ngannou goes the distance with Tyson Fury, the heavyweight champion of the world. Everybody's like, oh shit, he can do this boxing thing. Gets fucking dog walked by Anthony Joshua. I mean, I guess they just don't match up.
You think
I
he
think
was?
it wasn't
You think
a matchup.
maybe he was going in there too confident after the Tyson fight?
Maybe, and also maybe Tyson Fury, knowing that guy, he might have had like a fucking case of beer the night before.
well, all bullshit aside,
Called his opponent like, "Hey, I got an idea for you."
exactly.
Francis is one of the best fighters of all time. Though.
Oh
I really
yeah,
wanna
no,
say that.
he's a fantastic heavyweight, and all credit to anybody who ever steps into a ring.
Period, yeah.
Period. Because
Right.
you're putting yourself out there for this kind of back talk and shit like that. But at the end of the day, he trained, he busted his ass, he fought his way to get there. His
And
story
he made a
is
shit
incredible.
ton of money.
And he made a shit ton of money.
And his
Yeah.
story's wild. You want to elaborate? You were talking about it a little bit.
You know
was
it very well. The Francis Ngannou
I mean, the
story.
dude went from being born in a salt mine to fucking wanting to be a professional boxer. So he walked to Paris.
He walked
I'll let
to
you think
fucking
about
Paris.
that.
Yep.
Cameroon is not next to fucking France. So he
not?
walked from Africa up through. If you look at the map, where you got to walk to get to Paris, it's scary.
It's not a straight line. You got to head a little farther east to make that curve.
Didn't catch a boat. He fucking walked.
Right.
Yeah. So the dude took the hard road. When he got to Paris, when they watched him like move and shit, they were like, "Dude, have you ever? I know you want to be a professional boxer, but have you ever heard of this sport called MMA?" Dude ends up making it to the UFC after a couple local fights in Europe.
Yeah.
There's that story.
Yeah.
And he goes from the
Heavyweight
salt
champion
mine to
UFC.
millionaire.
And honestly,
Yeah, millionaire.
we've all watched
Yeah.
his fights. His fights are absolutely explosive.
Yeah.
The UFC
Yeah.
fights, 1 second they're just throwing,
Yeah.
he's backing up, and then BAM!
Dude's got
Oh,
God-given knockout power.
God-given
Yeah.
knockout power. Didn't they say it was like a 60-mile-an-hour crash or
They say
some
it's
shit?
like like getting hit by a Ford Escort going 40. So
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
That's
it
no
has the
fun.
same impact.
it's no fun getting hit by that guy.
But
Yeah.
what that goes to show you is that like with enough will and drive and believe in yourself,
Absolutely.
you can take yourself from A
Yeah.
to B. But you just got to disregard all the bullshit. Because how many people probably told him while he was walking from
can't.
here to here, you can't do it. You're
Well,
never gonna make it.
You're
You're a
you
piece
tell
of shit.
I mean, you tell everybody that when they look at you and be like, "I'm gonna be the champ of the world." You're like, dude,
Yeah.
come on.
Right.
Like be a little fucking thing.
Yeah, that's like being as good looking as Nelson. You know what I mean? It's impossible. Right. It's impossible.
They don't just hand that out.
No, you can't. Hey, what the
I mean,
You gotta usually buy it.
you need a healthy amount of self-delusion to be handed out.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was a shot. But no, I don't consider that a loss by Francis.
Cut off your microphone.
Francis got knocked out. But
I can't do it from here. Cut it off.
His last 2 fights, he's made $30 million. He's made $30 million, and his last UFC fight was $600,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, and now I guess Anthony Joshua sits around and waits for the winner of Tyson Fury against Usyk. To see who's going to be the
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about the Jake Paul thing? Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
I think it's sad.
Stressing me out. I think Jake Paul's fucking mean.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna beat up a
senior
old man.
citizen.
Yeah. straight up.
At the end of the day, everybody's like, "Oh, it's Mike Tyson." Mike Tyson's almost 60 years old.
Yeah.
The thing
Jake
is,
Paul's going to win that fight. There's not a goddamn thing
when
we
you
can do
see
about it.
Tyson training, it's still like, yeah, I'm not getting in that fucking ring.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
I'm not. That's a bad fucking idea.
Okay, but here's the thing, right?
I mean, I hope Mike kills him in the ring.
Obviously,
but it's not going to happen.
But there is a
not gonna
difference.
happen.
There is a huge difference from hitting pads and hitting a person.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, even though he looks explosive for his age, still at 60, how long can he really keep that up?
Yeah.
How explosive is he really fighting a young lion?
My
in the
knees
ring?
hurt.
In
I'm
his
37.
fucking prime.
In his prime.
He sleeps. He eats,
Yeah.
sleeps, shits boxing. He fucking trains.
And you know.
He trains with the best.
Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
for a fact he's not going to go in there and look like a slouch against Mike Tyson.
No.
He
No, and
wants to walk away from this fight like, I knocked out Mike Tyson.
Dude, and
He'll make shirts.
1980s
He'll make
Mike
shirts.
Tyson. What were you
Look
saying?
at the amount of shit that Jake Paul talks right now. Imagine the shit he's going to talk when he beats Mike Tyson live on Netflix and we all watch it.
I know I would talk that kind of shit.
I know you would.
I
I
know.
know you would.
Fuck yeah.
But
Like,
you
so he
talk
was
that
90,
kind of
it
shit,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
In
I
all
walked into that
reality,
nursing
though,
home and I
mean,
knocked him out.
Exactly.
For the money that they're getting paid.
I know. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the thing. But here's the other thing, right? Mike Tyson is already making a shit ton of money off of his cannabis.
Yeah.
Like he
But
has
he's gonna make a lot off this fight too.
Oh yeah, and a
And
lot
that's
of
why
publicity.
I think he's doing it.
And a lot of
I was about to
publicity.
say, I think that's probably why he's doing it. I mean,
Unless he really is intending to shut him up.
yeah.
That could be all Tyson wants to do. Like, this fucking guy from nowhere is trying to make boxing look bad.
I will
he's been-
say this.
He's been on Mike Tyson's dick for like
Yeah.
4 years.
And I will
So.
say this.
That's true too.
Jake Paul was brought into the highlight fighting on one of Mike Tyson's undercards. Mike Tyson
Yeah.
fought Roy Jones in the exhibition.
Wow.
And Jake Paul was on the undercard. I forget who he fought, but he was fighting somebody on the undercard. That was his first like spotlight. Like, oh shit, Jake Paul can really box.
Right.
But I will say this: Mike Tyson, when he sparred, I say sparred because that's what it looked like. When he
Right.
sparred Roy Jones Jr., he carried Roy Jones.
Right.
Yeah.
It looked like in the fight, if Mike wanted to turn it on,
He
he
would've.
could have put Roy out of there.
It looked like
Yeah.
they financially.
I
didn't want
hope that Mike is not just cashing this in, and I hope, I say this right here, I hope Mike puts Jake Paul away.
Yeah, I do too.
I hope he fucking does,
Oh.
but I have this feeling in my gut.
I think he has a 25%
You
chance.
have a young man who, like you said, lives boxing, lives in Puerto Rico, trains all fucking day with some of the best in the world, fighting a 57.
Oh wait a second. He's training with my people. Go Jake Paul. Fuck this shit. Who's Mike Tyson?
You
Go
realize,
Jake
though,
Paul.
if it was-
Go Jake Paul.
The disrespect.
57-year-old, he'd be catching a fucking charge, bro.
No, absolutely.
If it was any other 57-year-old, he'd be going to fucking jail.
Absolutely.
It just
And-
happens to be Mike Tyson.
And that's what it is. Like, people are forgetting the age and the person because of the name. His name is so grand that it's like,
Well,
it's Mike Tyson.
I mean,
Like,
at one time, that name was the name.
It was
I
fear.
mean, Mike Tyson
It was
transcended
fear.
everything.
it was
Yeah.
fear.
Remember
He had
when
a
he told
mythical
that dude
energy
He was
in
gonna
that.
rape that guy.
Oh yeah.
He said,
I can't
"Fuck
even-
you in your ass, boy."
I can't even repeat what he said.
The only-
There's a certain
only-
word that's in that.
The
phrase
only
that-
other person that was as magical as Mike Tyson that I can recall was Anderson Silva in MMA. There was a short time, like a 2-year window, where you can watch Anderson's. It was different
you-
things.
He was Keanu Reeves in the
He-
Matrix.
yeah.
dog. He'd be like,
It was a
kick you right in the shit.
Well, there's something
Yeah.
mythical, like where like you're like, I know who's gonna win before this even happens because of who the other person is.
Is.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
rare.
yeah,
yeah.
You have like Mike Tyson, you have Michael Jordan, you have like it's like oh
Michael Phelps.
Yes.
Yes. Actually, no. Yeah.
Serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Usain Bolt.
Yes.
When they're going out there, they have this energy about, it, and you're like, oh, I know where to bet.
Any
the odds are so
transgender
skewed,
man
'cause it's
playing
like, fuck,
volleyball
like-
against an all-woman team, right?
Yeah.
That's actually a thing.
Did you see?
That's
What?
actually a thing. There was a whole group of men that said, "We are women.
No.
And they played against other women in volleyball and beat them.
Did
There
they look
was-
like Ian? Were they like jacked and fucking?
It was Ian. Tell us about your team, Ian.
Easiest money I ever made.
I gotta go, guys. That's actually funny.
It's happening in Canada, and it became where both teams have 2 or 3, and they're not even stepping down and subbing up for other players. They're in for the entire game,
Right.
And it's coming down to whoever has more are winning the game.
No, whoever has more men on their team playing in an all-woman sport.
Hey, man, it was just
wins.
International Women's Day. What do you
Didn't that
This is
chick get
bullshit.
her fucking head cracked the fuck open, bro?
Oh,
My
man.
dude.
Oh, yeah.
I wanna know.
Oh, yeah.
When are we doing?
Oh yeah, the volleyball game.
Yeah, dude. She got,
She had to like go to the hospital and shit. She got spiked right in the face with the ball.
By a man?
Yeah.
by a man.
Ian, you fucking asshole.
That wasn't my game. Fuck. All I want to know is
You said you would be nice.
when can we bet on this? When can we bet on this? Like
I
if
wonder
we're
if you
doing
could.
intergender sports, where can I bet?
I'm putting all my money on the females.
I want to say which team
I'm
has
gonna
the
be broke.
most cock. That's where my fucking money's going. That's where it's going. I don't give a fuck. Like they go, oh, but this you understand? This team is the best female team. No,
No, it wouldn't
what
be
team
female.
has the most cock? Here's my money. There
That's
you
what
go.
I'm going for.
Yes.
This is
There's
the
a reason that
binary-
they're separate. There's a
This is
reason.
the team binary.
Yes. LeBron James by himself would beat every WNBA team. Like,
Yeah.
It'd be like a fucking 120 to nothing.
Oh, there was a
Yeah.
soccer game.
Shit.
There was a soccer game. I think it was fairly recent. It was the women's champs versus like a junior high school team, and they got crushed by the high school team.
No fucking way,
Bro, they
Yeah.
got mollywopped by
Yeah.
16-year-old boys.
Yeah, the
To,
one.
like a
Grown women?
championship grown woman team.
Yeah,
there's levels.
The one player
crazy.
on the team just kept talking trash, and one team was like, "We'll play ya," and destroyed them.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't even competition.
Wow.
Listen, there's physical differences.
Yeah.
They're kind of hard to overcome. They're kind of. That's the reason we have like the separate sports. That's why we don't all fight each other. That's why
That's why you can't just, tackle an old lady in Walmart.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's why you shouldn't fight Mike Tyson at the age of 70.
Yeah.
If you're a 30-year-old.
I mean, there was a girl.
Wait.
We'll say her name was Brittany. You know, and that used to be up in my area, and she was always on. Like she would train with the fight team. She would help
Right.
guys get ready for MMA fights, and she was a really good boxer. I mean, she was a Golden Gloves alternate. She
Right.
was really fucking good. She was one of the best female 140 some pound boxers in the country. When I sparred her, it wasn't hard. I'm not one of the best fucking boxers in the country. I'm not.
Right.
There's just
But
a huge
when she was
physical
helping me get
difference.
ready
Size
for my
difference,
fight,
yeah.
when she was helping me get ready, if I wanted to turn it on, I would have knocked Brittany out. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Sure.
Like it's not, she'd be hitting me and she'd be hauling off and cracking me, and yeah, she was good, but
Yeah.
it wasn't the worst
You
thing in
know
the
what's
world.
funny? Because
I would rather get hit by her than a lot of guys. I'm just saying. That's the way it is.
It
Like,
happens in the gym too. Like I see it where like you have like the big guy who's like kind of like the gentle giant, and he's training with like a
thank you for
smaller,
being gentle.
a smaller person, right? And then like the smaller guy's like, yeah, man, I was really putting it on him today. You see me doing this, you see me doing that. I'm like, if he wanted to.
He wanted to
At any
fucking
point
do
in
it.
time, it would have looked like a bear was mauling a small child. He was allowing you to do these things.
Yeah.
No way. I was like, all right, so the next time you guys spar, I'm going to tell him, hey,
Turn it up.
turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
I bet he never
Your
come
life
back
is
to the
over.
gym.
Your life is over. Yeah, I'll never come back. I'll never come back to the gym.
Who the hell was I arguing with? I was arguing with some guy. It was years and years ago. It was when Brock Lesnar was still fighting in the UFC, and someone was like, "Dude, well, imagine what would happen if like he fought Bruce Lee." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I don't have
He wouldn't
to.
stand a chance.
I don't have to
no.
imagine.
He wouldn't stand a chance.
It'd be sexual assault. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Brock Lesnar has to cut 30, 40 pounds to make 265.
This
He's
is
a
true.
4-time NCAA division. No.
I think if Brock Lesnar
He would
only
kill
had
Bruce.
one arm,
Right, he would
fucking
kill Bruce Lee. Like, there's
Yeah,
a
you're
fucking
talking
reason.
135 pounds versus 300.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 times the size.
Bruce Lee would throw a full force sidekick, and it might slow Brock down.
Technique.
It might.
Probably
Technique
Probably wouldn't. It
takes
probably
you a
wouldn't.
very long way, but at a certain point, size, strength,
It does
speed,
matter.
it all does
Really?
start playing a part within the equation.
They had to change the gloves to fit Brock's fucking hand in the UFC.
Yeah.
Just no.
Man is a refrigerator.
No.
He's a
He
freak
is a
of nature.
refrigerator.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
but have you seen his
He
daughter?
he walked onto the
I've
fucking.
seen his
Have you
wife.
have you seen his daughter?
You haven't seen his daughter?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's a sweet,
For those
sweet model.
Yes. For those of you who have not
Let me
seen,
see,
just
let me see.
after the show,
Have you, I'm gonna show
Google
you
Brock
first,
Lesnar's
and I
dad.
would like a reaction.
It doesn't sound like it adds up there.
Oh no, you're gonna, Civy, you're gonna love this shit.
Considering-
Hold on.
Considering her mom is Sable from WWE, she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a diva.
Sable.
Brock's genes are fucking strong. They are strong. Like those are some powerful
I'm
genes,
kind of
man.
fucking scared to see what this chick looks like.
I wouldn't fight Brock's
Okay,
daughter.
so
You wouldn't fight.
all right,
I wouldn't
gentlemen.
fight Brock's daughter.
Do we have a drum roll? This is Brock Lesnar's daughter. No, go ahead and take a look.
She's
at that.
broke every shot put record at the Colorado State.
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. It looks like Brock Lesnar.
That,
It
just,
does.
that looks exactly
Lesnar
like
would've
him.
Brock's genes are fucking strong.
Listen, I'm
Now,
gonna
if
say
you, Google,
something.
if you look up Sable and be like, well, how did those genes get overpowered?
I'm gonna tell you this. I've
Wow.
trained jiu-jitsu for 7 years. I've
Yeah.
done Muay Thai kickboxing, a little bit of boxing. I wouldn't fight her.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
don't think I would
wouldn't
either.
walk in a room.
I talked my way out of a fight.
Elvin's like, I gotta shoot this shit.
Yeah, listen.
But in all seriousness, props to her for like actually doing a sport that's not
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yeah,
sure.
When I found out that she was like cleaning up in college in a sport that wasn't wrestling, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Like,
Yeah.
she's like, no, my dad might be this legendary wrestler, but I throw shot
Yeah.
put. Me throw ball really far.
Let me ask you, Civy. Outside of music, right?
Yeah.
What other interests do you have? Like, have you ever trained martial arts, or are you into like playing instruments, art, things like that? Like,
of course. So I'm a gym rat. That's what I am.
Nice.
I started
Right
my
here?
life. I started my life at a pretty rough start. You know, I was pretty obese. I was about 300 pounds.
Wow. Really?
And
Congratulations.
Yep.
When we met.
Yep.
Around
This
then.
is right when I met Legend.
Yep.
So
300.
300.
Yo, congratulations,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you.
That's not,
Holy
that's not an
thank you.
easy
Shit,
feat.
how much are you weighing right now?
I weigh about 180 right now.
That's dope.
I cut down to 170 from 300, so a total of
You divided
about
yourself.
110 pounds in one summer.
Wow.
So
God
yep,
damn.
that was
That's
in my
work.
junior year of high school.
That's
Hell
work.
yeah, man.
Holy
Yeah.
Thank you.
shit.
And
What,
he'd be posting
was it
about
more?
that, too.
Was it food and exercise that you had
It
to
was-
do both? You had
It
to
was
tackle
everything.
both?
It was multiple times a day when I was doing it. It was a lot of the motivation that I gave myself to do it really helped me and gave me that time to go to the gym, you know, 2 even 3
Yeah.
times a day, running outside when it's nice out, you know, because this was in the summer, so that was the
Yeah.
perfect time to do it.
Sure.
But
when I hear that shit, it's just it's
motivational,
It's
man. That's
absolutely
fucking
awesome.
dope.
It reminds me. We have a friend Dana too
Yeah.
that was also big. She was up to 300 pounds and she lost
Yeah.
like 120 something like that pounds. It's
Yeah.
insane.
you just
Yeah.
get
Absolutely insane.
yeah,
And
and
he'd
you
be
get
saying
sick and
about-
tired of
and-
being heavy.
And
Yeah.
getting to
You
know
really
him,
do.
You probably feel so much better
I was about
too.
to
Like,
say
Healthier.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
more fun. He's nicer. You
Yeah.
know, and happier.
You
That's
can
one
fit on
thing
this
you're-
fucking couch.
He's fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
Seriously.
I mean, especially with his head. I mean, Ian's got a big fucking head. So, I'm sorry. To fit on the couch with this Neanderthal.
I'm all forehead, bro. Whatever.
No, I'm not gonna lie, Ian, you're a jacked guy.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah,
all
right?
right?
no.
I don't know. If you slap the shit out of somebody at a bar, bro, we're probably gonna have to.
Thankfully, I talked my way out of it.
No,
right?
I-
Doing
That-
this slap,
that's
that
discipline,
slap
though.
sport.
Yeah, no, for
That's
sure.
That's how you know that you're an actual
Yeah.
trainer and fighter, and you know.
And
I
have
will
to-
say though, both these guys on this couch, this guy and this guy, the
Oh,
last time I went with both of them, they both have a win over me. I know it's gonna shock you, but the last time I went with Ed, he fucking bent my leg over the back of his neck and tapped me. And if I wouldn't have tapped, he just snapped my fucking tibia like a twig. And by the time I realized I was in danger, it was too late. And the last time I went with this motherfucker, he put me to bed. And I didn't even know I was in danger.
Put you to sleep.
The only thing I would call it is like the fucking, I don't even know what choke I would call it. I'd call it the sneaky fucking whatever fuck choke. Sneaky fuck.
It's called a loop choke. It's
No, it's not a loop choke. I was passing his guard. I was passing. I was inside mount and I fucking
Wow.
woke up on the floor.
Wait,
But wasn't I a
side-
gentleman
hold on.
about it?
You were sitting there staring at me. I don't fucking know.
Did he get up and point at you?
No. He was sitting Indian style waiting for me to regain consciousness, and it pissed me off. I woke up, I was like, the first thing I said to you was, did I go out? I was so mad.
But look,
I was so fucking mad.
I didn't tell anyone.
I tell everyone. I'll be the first to say, both these guys have a win over me right now.
Now, when you were out, did you seize?
Dude, my pant button was unloose. Like, I got so
Wow.
scared. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My drawstring was undone.
All debts were paid.
Oh,
All debts were paid. All right.
No, but look, to be fair, like Ian himself, when he's on the mat and he's like in full go mode, he's an absolute animal.
I can tell.
I remember there was one time we had this guy who walked off the streets and he tried to be, he was an asshole.
The blue belt.
He was like, he's like, oh, I'm a blue belt and I'm just coming in to kind of train. But
Guy's ears were made of rock.
he was an MMA fighter.
He fought MMA on Team Jacare.
He was coming for blood. And
he said he was a blue belt. I was like, dude, this motherfucker.
Ian was
is
the
not
only
blue belt.
one in the room to fucking put him in his place.
Right.
Now, granted, Ian, like, he had to fucking go out hard.
He broke like 2 fucking ribs on this side.
But Ian,
the guy was an animal.
Yeah, the guy was coming for blood, like, against everyone. Like, it didn't matter if you were a tiny girl, an old man.
Well, when I saw him
just
fucking white belts up, I was like, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like, why is this guy? This guy he was an MMA fighter.
there's
White belts are just
There's certain
learning.
movements and things that you see people do, and you go, "That's the wrong fucking belt."
Yeah.
And he was doing
Oh,
all
yeah.
of those things where you're like,
Oh, yeah.
hang on.
And not
That
being,
something's off
yeah,
here.
and
The
not
dude was
being
like,
nice.
he had big hands, big feet. I'm like, this is a fucking animal. Like,
Yo.
he's a legit 205er. Like, what is he doing? Like, he'd be rolling with like a new white belt at Ferns and just crushing
I
him.
stood
I'm
up on the side of the match watching Ian fuck him up. I'm like, that's my boy. Everybody else was getting fucking ragdolled.
Did he leave?
He stopped rolling after I beat him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like, it
never came back.
Yeah, he never came
he
back.
never came back after that.
But I remember that when we went through a tussle, it ended up in like we ended up coming down hard on the mat, and when we came down, all the weight came down on my ribs, and I felt all of them crack, and I was like, oh fuck. But I was like,
But he didn't
well,
stop.
I was like, I gotta keep going. I was like,
Damn.
I was like, we're in the moment, so like I was like, I'm definitely gonna put this guy out.
Yeah,
So
and your ribs are one of those things that's actually really dangerous for the people
yeah,
that don't know.
there's nothing you
Yeah.
can do once
Yeah,
it's fucking
once
cracked.
it's broken, you can't do anything. Or cracked, you can't do anything.
Yeah.
But if it breaks, it can puncture pretty much
yeah.
every.
Yeah.
and
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
that's why
Well, I remember
was
when I
saying
felt him
this.
tap. When I felt him fucking tap, I was like, I rolled over and I
Thank
just
the
went to the
Lord.
side of the map. I was like, okay, now I'm gonna lay here and like bleed. I
I could die in peace now. That's a true fucking Viking.
think I told you too. I was like, my shit's busted. I was like, my fucking ribs
Yeah,
are broken.
you called it almost immediately.
yeah,
Like,
well,
this is hurt.
When we came down, I felt him crack, and like the pain that went up through, I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, I just
spine-
fucked. My shit's fucked. I
Right
was
through
like,
your
all right.
fucking.
Oh, yeah.
But like, I just went on adrenaline and hatred of this guy
Yeah.
for a while. I was like, okay. I was like,
Yeah, I'm fucking God.
Bro, because
But as soon as Fern,
you know what it is when
told me
somebody
when
comes
Fern told me to roll with him,
Yep.
I was like, we kind of made eye contact, and when we shook hands, we both kind of like made the
Knew,
agreement,
you
like,
knew.
yeah.
I'm
gonna
we are
try.
going to go, like, no, like one of us is going to fucking die.
when
Like,
somebody
yeah.
comes into your gym like that, so disrespectful, it's called the mat enforcer. Somebody
Yeah.
has to put that man in his place, and Ian was the man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody in the gym that was getting beat up prior was just like golf clap, like, yes, sir.
I was
Gotta
out.
do
I was
it.
out.
His
For, I
ass.
was out for quite some time after that, though. That was
Yeah.
not fun.
Those gym battles.
I couldn't even roll over in bed, let alone.
Hard recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you come into someone else's gym, you kind of supposed to feel it out a little bit.
Yeah.
Because not every gym has people that are training hard for competition. Some people are there training for sports. Some people are there training for exercise. And if you don't know anybody, then you have to, go light and just figure out, okay, here's the guy that trains for sport. Here's the guy that's just here for exercise. Who can I go harder with versus who do I have to go lighter with? And it's just not being a dick. It's just being a good person in
don't be
general.
a dick. Don't be a dick.
So when you walk in there and everyone's half your size, and you're just grinding everyone into the
Annihilating,
mat,
yeah.
you're like, you're being a dick, man.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Have you ever done any kind of martial arts before, or anything like that?
I have not. I have a homeboy actually back in North Dakota that I grew up with, and he's big into boxing.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
whenever
Is there a big scene out there in North Dakota for like martial arts or anything like that?
really nothing at all. Really
Really?
nothing at all.
What's like the most prevalent sport in your area? Probably like football.
Baseball.
Football, a lot of basketball.
Basketball.
A lot of basketball and baseball too. We got
Yeah.
the McQuaids there, and
I
then
think that's big in rural country. Like you grew up in like what was it, Wisconsin?
I fucking hate you. Pennsylvania.
Greenland.
Wrestling.
So
is big. Wrestling and football are big.
So in
that's what I
Iceland,
meant,
where
wrestling
you're
football.
people from the Norwegian skies.
Anyway, if you in Iceland, never mind. I'm not even gonna address that. Fucking. But if you want to try jiu-jitsu, you're in the state for it. You are in the state for it. It's as close to Brazil as you're gonna get.
When I moved down.
Yeah, it's an amazing it's an amazing sport. It's a great community. It's a humbling sport, but it's also one of those things that like the community is fantastic to be a part of. But anybody, we're a big component of it that's never tried any kind of martial arts. It's freeing. It's like music. It really is in a lot of ways. Like when I write, I feel like it's an empty canvas. It's the same thing for jiu-jitsu or wrestling. I know even like Ian's an artist. We call him like the Kimura King. Like if he grabs your fucking arm, good luck getting it
I
back.
think it's because you're a wrestler.
Good luck getting it back.
I do one thing very well.
Well, what did Bruce Lee say? Right? I fear the man who's done
don't
one
fear
thing.
Don't fear the man that practiced 1,000 kicks once. Fear the man that practiced one kick 1,000 times. That's how you get good at something.
You know what I mean? So like it's the same thing. Like it really is a form of artistic expression. Like when you see people doing the right way. Anyway.
See, I told him this morning. It's weird that we're talking about this now, but I told him this morning. We were just talking about just a bunch of stuff, and I told him self-defense is it's huge, bro. And we talked about this on the last podcast that I was in. But if a dude gets on top of you and you really don't know how to, one, escape and not get your face punched in, or it's night and day.
At baseline, you want to test yourself enough to understand how little you actually know and how bad your natural reflexes are. Because there's a lot of people, their first day, and you're like, oh yeah, you realize, everything I'm doing, if this was a real fight, is fucking wrong. If I fall this way, I'm breaking an arm. If I push this way, I'm going to break this. Reflex. It's like, there's a lot of natural reflexes that makes sense if you're just falling to the ground, but if someone's actually assaulting you, it's the complete opposite of what you should be doing.
To the ground, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Usually that's what it is: a throw or a push or a trip.
Yep.
Nelson's into the trips.
The good thing about jiu-jitsu, unlike, a lot of martial arts spar and do all that, but the good thing about jiu-jitsu is every class you're doing some kind of live roll, so you get comfortable in like scrambles and exchanges. So that way, in real life, if you actually get in a fight, like you're not uncomfortable with the rolling and the tension. Like you're used to it. You're like,
Every fight goes to the ground, bro. You need to learn ground.
And when you do it with people that are trained, like if you're used to rolling with people that are experienced, when you fight some dude who doesn't know what he's doing, you're like, this, my workout is harder than this.
Oh yeah.
So you kind of like you laugh. Like, I've been in a couple situations, like in real life situations, where like the dude I'm controlling is a fucking spaz. And I'm literally going, what is he doing? Like, I laugh at him. I'm like, well, yeah, because the dude's freaking out. And I'm like, he's going to be tired in 15 seconds. Okay.
Well,
ride the wave. Ride the wave.
Fight with somebody, right?
Yeah.
And you're going back and forth with them for like 10 seconds and they start getting tired. It's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You just wanted to punch me twice.
Yeah.
You didn't want to fight me. You didn't want to fight for 20 minutes.
No. Yeah.
Very few people are prepared for that.
It's a bad feeling when you're gassed and the guy's still looking at you. It's a bad feeling.
I've had that feeling.
Which full circle back to like Mike Tyson. It's like, how much can he do at the age of 60?
Now, some of the training videos of him floating around from recent
they're looking crispy.
They look good.
Yeah.
He looks good.
Yeah, nothing about them make me think, oh, he's an old man. I looked at him, I go, he's going to fuck some people up. Even,
we can only hope.
Even now.
Well, are they testing for steroids?
No. It's not an official boxing match.
Exhibition.
No.
Definitely
There's
not.
They ain't piss testing nobody.
Definitely not in an exhibition.
And so if I was Mike, I'd show up on coke. I'd show up.
Anything. Mike is literally
I'd go out there like a psycho.
Yeah.
He's eating fucking ate the mushrooms, talking to Jake Paul and his guys. Yo, fucking ate the mushrooms, bro.
You know what's funny though? Have you ever seen an interview with Mike Tyson? Like when he gets legitimately mad at the host.
Oh yeah.
The fear is in the room, like in such a way. Like when Mike Tyson's like, "Fuck you, say." You talking about me, bitch?
How are you gonna be Mike Tyson like that? I cannot believe you just did Mike Tyson like that.
That was damn near perfect.
Disrespect.
Bro, I've been practicing that for days. You mad at me now?
You better hope it doesn't watch this.
Mike Tyson about to come and say, yo, this motherfucker knows.
Yeah, that fucking Ian. I can't believe he did that impression so well. At the end of every podcast, I have to pay Ian for each insult. I'm like, here's $20, 30, 40.
Yeah, you owe me. We got back payment.
Eddie, please pay him.
Nope.
Man, so real quick, guys, I wanted to,
Yes.
this is Civy for everybody who didn't get to hear beforehand. I've been working with him for, I think it's been about a week exactly.
Yep, here.
And he's from North Dakota. I just want to get this.
Sure.
Are you down to still perform? I know.
100%. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know,
I want
we were
to show
talking
that
about
guy.
it earlier.
Yeah.
Okay,
Where
so
you guys?
yeah.
Give me
what
those
song
songs.
would you like to sing? It's up to you.
I'm excited for this.
Unless you
Oh,
want me to pick it, I already know.
jeez.
I'm gonna push you to your limit.
I already know it's
I think you should just go hard or go
I think we should do my masterpiece of a song.
masterpiece.
I
Yep.
think we should do my masterpiece of a song.
We were thinking
All
great
right.
minds think alike.
Yes.
All
Are you gonna do an acapella? Do you need a beat, or like, do you need a shot of vodka? Oh wait, you can't have a shot of
No,
vodka.
give him anything. He's underage.
A shot of water.
Trying to
Do you
corrupt
need
this man.
anything? Do you need a speaker? Or?
I could do an acapella as well too.
I think acapella is probably it.
Yeah.
Even if you
It'll
can hear
give
your
it'll give the
voice.
listeners like a better
All
range.
right,
Of,
hell, I'm ready.
This was one of my last songs that I made before I came down here to Florida as well too. So
Awesome, dude.
just let me know what you think.
All right, go for it. We're here. We're listening.
Baby, don't you know that we're so dangerous? You fucked me over last time. You were so infamous. Amazing, that night was amazing. Yeah, we stayed up so late that we could not erase all the memories.
Sing that, boy.
And I call it a lifetime. You say it's just sometimes. Just speak to me. And just give me this one chance. I call it an abstract, a masterpiece to me.
Perfect.
I'm impressed.
Understands why I got his ass.
Okay, I'd fly you down from North Dakota too. You know? Why not? That makes sense now.
We can't follow that up.
All bookings
No.
go through last
Again.
Listen, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast. Civy,
Jesus.
please tell us where we can find you.
You can find me at my socials on Music by Civy. TikTok, Instagram. There you go.
Check this man out for the
Yeah.
love of
Man,
God.
that,
Perfect.
I'm feeling the chills.
I know.
Get used to it. He's
Yeah.
sticking around.
Yeah.
Fucking
We
dope,
were in
man.
here with that.
Yeah, man, that was
You guys just got the record. We felt it.
that was special. I really enjoyed
It'll be a
it.
special drop. It'll
Yeah.
be a special drop.
Thank you for
course.
joining us today. We really
I had a
appreciate
good
Thank you,
time.
Last
It was
Legend,
amazing
for being
time.
here.
Last Legend on all
Always a pleasure.
platforms. Last_legend with 2 D's.
Word. Damn. Man, I don't even know what to say. You know what it's like for me to be speechless?
You should sing more often.
Hey, after this, I'm going to show you a lot of footage.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, man. This was a good one. This was a good one.
That's the most speechless I've ever seen Nelson. It's been 40 years. It's been 40 years. I've known him 40 years.
It's been
That's a
20
first.
years. Don't be throwing my business out there.
Too late.